American Graffiti is a timeless classic, which deals with many issues from the 1950s that are still relevant to today, such as growing up and moving on, the dependence of your first loves, and sticking with your youthful rebelliousness. But there is one thing that movie was missing, and that's a lot of anal.
Be sure to see the Mercury for 1957 with dream car design.
Hear the word from this rockin' bird, Joe Niagara. You've heard me say it again and again. This is a favorite son of Wibbage Land. May we present Lee Andrews and the Hearts to bring us home.
Long, long and lonely night, I cry my eyes out over you.
Cruisin' 57 is the gay-themed movie that isn't Al Pacino's Cruising, but much like that film, this one also asks the question, lips or hips? Brought to us in 1975, it's perfectly understandable why maybe you haven't heard of a movie with the keywords teacher, sex, and gay teenager. Words that are fine on their own, but when you put them together, you got yourself a week's worth of material on the HLN network. Who am I to judge any film that opens with poetry, except to say that if you don't get it, then obviously you just don't get 1957. If you were lucky enough to look like a punk, you would not forget to snap back in a tone like you were born on the wrong side of the tracks. But heck, who gives a damn? You can tell it's the 50s because they're ballsy enough to use words like heck. But at least Eminem finally wrote some lyrics that my grandma can hear. And much like your local Route 66 Mother Road Festival, it's time to lean back, relax, and go on a wild 50s cruise. That is, if you're having sex with the milkman in the back seat of your Plymouth Fury. I must say, the advertisements, the taglines, and even the opening seems to be Trojan horsing a porno onto its audience. And boy, would I like to have been there when their faces turned red. What movie you pick for us tonight, bro?
Gonna get a retro on tonight, bro! Found this flyer in the back of the gym for Cruisin' 57! Dig this shit! Says right on the cover, this is definitely not a Gidget film!
You mean we don't have to worry about no singing?
Damn right, bro! Just fast cars, trunk space, poodle skirts, miniature golf, and it picks up where American Graffiti left off, bro! So you know Dreyfus is gonna bang Suzanne Summers!
Why am I just hearing about this movie now, bro?
Because it only played at the Ramrod over on 49th Street. A theater so manly it's named after firearm projectiles.
Let's fire a load off, bro!
Yeah!
I guess this is our characters' hangout, and by characters, I just mean nameless people who happen to be on screen during this. They're about as important to the plot as parking, or burgers, or freezes, or Cruisin' 57. Oh wait, that's the title. Guess that is kind of important to the movie. Though I'm curious why there needed to be dialogue re-recording in a movie that's pretty much all soundtrack, unless they thought Little Eva just wasn't convincing enough doing the locomotion. And is it Cruisin' 57 or Cruisin' 1957? Because adding those two numbers are making this movie incredibly confusing for me. Just like how it's 69 and not 1969, since when are the numbers 1969 synonymous with sex? And by the way, the movie's running time is literally 69 minutes. But all joking aside, fantastic soundtrack so far.
Number 6.
Totally legal soundtrack is available now if you simply download the songs, put them onto a CD, and just write Cruisin' 57 on it. You can put it right next to your soundtracks to Hot Summer in the City and Midnight Heat. At a time when sodas were about a nickel, and hot dogs and burgers were around a quarter, this is a pretty fucking expensive drive-in. This better be the best goddamn burger I've ever had, and I mean arch deluxe good. Ooh, hang on, we're getting an emergency bulletin.
Radio 99, with the cooperation of the Philadelphia Police Department, brings you the latest GRM reports of stolen cars. Be on the lookout for a 1953 Buick light blue convertible.
Boo! Put the music back on. If I was watching this movie in the theater, I wouldn't know if that was part of the movie or if my car really did get stolen. Don't worry though, the music comes back. Well, thank you, movie. As you may know, I only watch gay pornos if they have the same soundtrack as Martin Scorsese's After Hours, thank you very much. Yeah, fucking 1950s hipsters and their retro love affair with RCA Victor phonographs and Edwin Armstrong modulation radios. And I'm guessing this questionable line reading is done ironically, too.
Kind of cool. We were watching that the other day. Hot back. Yeah, you get those catching out. That's pretty good.
Is it too late to have someone re-record the dialogue? Well, boys, we've been stranded here for 30 minutes. Might as well buy something. How about a Salisbury steak for $2.25? Or you could use that money on 5 hamburgers. The soundtrack is so real, it's like it's actually playing off of the radio. They even included the commercial breaks.
That's right, the Ginsburger is now being served at Adventure Car Hop. I designed it. I planned it. I tested it.
Ah yes, the Ginsburger, named after Allen Ginsberg, a prominent poet of the Beat generation. Here having a burger named after him in a 42nd Street movie made for the beat-off generation. Meanwhile, I always wondered what it would look like if Richie Cunningham stalked Laurie Strode, or if he was looking through albums with the wheelchair guy from Friday the 13th Part 2.
What albums you looking at?
Boom! Bryan Adams, Reckless. Summer '69 takes me back, bro.
Takes it back too, bro. Me and some guys from school, we had a band, and we tried real hard, but we failed, because we were too busy banging some fangirl poo!
When I look back now, that summer seemed to last forever.
Those were the best days of my life, bro!
This movie looks like the opening credits to The Wonder Years if someone was tweaking Kevin Arnold's nipples. There may be crotch play in this shot, but I'm wondering where they got their hands on that rare Drexel the Dream Hemsley album. Oh my, Jocks had a really weird way of stealing the nerdy kids' lunch money in the 50s. I think we all know where this is going. I was gonna say that they're gonna put on their Johnny Ace albums, but barebacking it works too, I guess. I think I know what the direction of this movie was like. You look depressed. Now smile for us. Okay, good. At one point, he looks at the camera to signal to the director that you can see the boom mic at the bottom of the screen. I still have to black box it because it's right next to a dick. Forget Lords of the Flatbush, this is Lords of the No Bush. Those bros look awfully close, bro!
Relax, bro. It was hard to keep entertained back in the 50s. Sometimes you just needed a mouthful of Cracker Jacks to fit in with the cool kids.
I don't know if I want a mouthful of Cracker Jacks!
Then you ain't gonna get the prize. A kiss on the cheek from the homecoming queen after scoring the final touchdown against those pussy Linfield Lions!
You talking about Susie Q?
You're damn right I'm talking about Susie Q!
I guess they're done since they go back to looking through their albums. What, again? So soon? But I just gave you a thrill on my Blueberry Hill. Too bad, because now it's time to order another hot dog from Teenage Ted Koppel. A fight soon breaks out, but all this editing is just making me hungry for a lot of junk food. It's rare that you leave a gay porn, and the phallical object that you want in your mouth literally is a hot dog. All this gay sex and Ginsburgers have made them late for school. At least I assume this is their school.
School days, dear old golden rule days.
High school, back alley of Boys Town. 1970s New York was, interesting. Or, sorry, 1950s New York. Because here comes the soundtrack again.
Daddy's home. Daddy's home.
The days when you could go up to a schoolgirl and say, "Daddy's home," and it was considered romantic. I can only assume this guy is getting bullied because he accidentally wore his Makin' It cosplay on 50s Day. And this classroom is giving me some major Curse of Bigfoot flashbacks. I am fully expecting big hairy men to turn up in this movie, but the second Bigfoot makes an appearance, I will keep watching the movie, but I'm gonna be very angry about it. But like any good Marvel movie, at least we got a Thor cameo. There is some major PDA going on here. They're just getting ready for the Enchantment Under the Desk dance. And look, it's also Bring Your Lamp from Home Day. With all the looking into the camera during this, I would appreciate the people in my pornos not looking me in the eye and judging me while I watch this. If I wanted that, I'd go to a strip club, not a porno theater. This class doesn't seem too bad, though. At least they get to listen to their music.
Dreaming, I'm always dreaming.
Somehow I always knew that the dreams that Johnny Burnett was singing about was blowing a dude underneath the desk during a class lecture. A lecture, by the way, from Professor Bad Accent.
And I also hope that you remember when things grow bigger and bigger.
Well, that guy is sleeping with his students. And I can read this about as well as I can hear the dialogue. Doesn't matter, as long as I can still hear those bitchin' tunes.
I could see, am I the boy that...
Did this movie just skip through a song that it doesn't like? I thought you had to sit through an ad before you could do that. But just remember, you only got 4 skips left in this hour.
Daddy's home. Daddy's home. He's staying.
With all the sex they had in class, it makes sense that they'd have to make up time to study.
What are you reading?
I'm reading something about Eisenhower.
Quite a guy, isn't he?
I never thought I'd see someone use Eisenhower as small talk before they start boning, though that does explain why the girl earlier in the movie was wearing an I like dyke button. I never thought I'd hear this about Eisenhower either.
That must have given you an instant boner.
That is goofy.
Well, I guess out of all our presidents, he was the one who looked most like a penis? I don't know. I'm trying to make sense of all this. Dwight D. Eisenhower was the 34th President of the United States, as well as a 5-star general in World War II, and Supreme Commander of the Allied Forces in Europe.
God damn it, what a fuck!
Yeah! Richard Dreyfuss or Wolfman Jack might not be in this, but at least we got a cameo from another American graffiti star, a bottle of Old Harper.
It's good stuff.
Good stuff. I am totally into what we are about to do. Is it time for that 1, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock cock and some tequila?
No, hell, I'm so drunk I don't care what you do down there.
Yep, I do believe that tequila had something to do with the making of this scene. He's already done the lime, now he's just trying to suck out the salt. With tequila still playing, I bet he's imagining the Pee Wee Herman dance in his head right now. Eventually the music stops, and then it feels less like I'm watching a movie, and more like I stumbled across something from X videos. You know, totally by accident. It's okay though, because tequila starts playing again, because I'm sure they bought the rights to use it twice. Is that what you meant by trunk space, bro?
Push-ups?
Push-ups!
Get it there! Get it there! Get it up! Come on, bro!
Oh, are they done? Is the Life of Riley on tonight? At least one of them knows why they were there.
John, we didn't get the report done. Maybe we can get together some other time and do it.
Forget it.
Considering that the report was on Sitting Bull and Soaring Eagle, I think you nailed it. This must be his studying desk because it's got a globe on it. Luckily, they realize I can't read this shit, so the dude starts narrating it.
Wasn't what I thought it would be. I feel empty from it. I don't think you'll want to see me again. March 25th, 1957.
Okay, I guess the film finally decided to have a plot. Character 1 is in love with Character 2 after Character 2 decided to hit it and quit it. Yet, according to this narration, he's a rebel and he'll never ever be any good, but just because he doesn't do what everybody else does, that's no reason why he can't give him all his love. Or something like that.
I think he's kind of something like I'd like to be like. He's never had any enemies. Nobody never gets causes any friction with anybody.
Well, to be fair, judging from the scene that I just saw, he causes a little bit of friction. Less story, more music. Holy blast from the future! They got a sneak peek 6 years in advance of the 1963 hit Needles and Pins. That's amazing! Those Keith Urban infomercials on how to play guitar have gotten incredibly graphic. This is made worse when you find out that he's actually looking at a couple of cats fighting over half a can of sardines. At least he did like his mom said and took this outside. Excuse me, sir. I ordered a vanilla shake, and I really don't like where this is going. The movie then begins using the song Out of Limits by the Marquettes, clearly only because it was made popular again by Tarantino in Pulp Fiction. Unfortunately, punishment for blowing his load too early is fixing the director's car. Well, here's your problem. Someone stapled a dirty rug to the side of it. This scene escalates so fast that by the time it took for me to say this sentence, one of them is already blowing the other one. This is when Chico and the man jump the shark hardcore. Literally hardcore.
You better pay attention to that car, bro. The 1957 Ford Thunderbird requires a wax so bright it can only be brought on by the ass of the tightest mechanic.
I don't know if I know anyone with an ass that tight, bro.
Oh. But you do.
What? I guess we know the radio in the car isn't broken.
My heart is fine.
If there's a facial in your future, then those teardrops won't be lonely for too long. And because he's looking for more pure pleasure, that's why he's smoking a Camel. What? Look at that ad and tell me that that dude isn't thinking about blowing a guy on a car. Ugh, is there small talk here too?
You're expecting your next customer or friends to come in for a while.
Because at the end of the day, we do run a professional auto body shop. Eventually, they take it inside because much like the car, Fonzie here is a power seat. At least I don't have to black box his hanging dice. It all ends with the two of them smiling, so I guess they end up together? I don't know, judging from the narration, this was the best summer ever.
Those were crazy days. Nothing else mattered but just having fun. That's so crazy. The drive-ins, the schools. June 1st, 1957.
And with Sea of Love playing, the movie's gonna end with Michael Rooker killing someone in a jealous rage over Ellen Barkin. But there is still time for one more song.
Good night, sweetheart.
Good night, sweetheart. Well, what? Well, what, goddammit? I can't finish masturbating unless I know what the Spaniels were singing about. The damn thing doesn't even have the courtesy of having one of those character text epilogues like every other 50s movie. Cruisin' 57 is one of the many gay adult films brought to us from director Toby Ross, director of such other films as Boys of the Slums and My Straight Friend. Well, I think it's obvious that those are gay-themed movies, but his later titles got way more confusing. I mean, homosexual? How am I supposed to know what genre that is? Cruisin' 57 is the perfect movie if you ever wanted to watch your gay porn in the comfort of your own home while your dad's record collection plays in the background. It's just like American Graffiti, only with a lot more revving from the exhaust pipe. I like my character development told to me in dialogue and in performance, thank you very much. But I think we can all agree on one thing, and that is that this movie is still better than more American Graffiti.
If you say woo-woo Ginsburg with your order, you get another Ginsburger free of charge. So how can you miss? Stop out to Adventure Car Hop, Route 1 in Saugus.
Adventure Car Hop is the place to go for food that's always right.